Good morning. What a great day for a graduation celebration. My name is Hank Harvey. I'm the Student Services Coordinator at Cary-Grove High School. And on behalf of the faculty and administration, I would like to welcome you as we celebrate the graduation of the class of 2022. The accomplishments and successes of each member of the graduating class are many, and we join in recognizing these today. In that spirit, we request that you please silence all mobile devices and be sensitive when recording video so as not to block the view of others. Also, when we're reading names, please hold all applause until after the very last graduate is announced. Again, let me welcome you and thank you for being a most special part of today's celebration. Commencement will begin shortly. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our 2022 commencement ceremony. I am Dr. Neil Lisinski, the extremely proud principal here at Cary-Grove High School. Before I begin, I want to thank a few people that made today possible. First and foremost, our building operations supervisor, Mr. Cuauhtemoc Mendez, and his entire team for making sure that our setup was done for today. Let's give them a round of applause. I would also like to give a round of applause for the three ladies taking tickets and arranging seating for today, Mrs. Barb Mintert, Mrs. Donna Ganshaw, and Mrs. Deb Claypool. And finally, I would like to thank our Vice Principal, Mrs. Rebecca Soffert, for coordinating all of today's events. At this time, we have the special honor of recognizing a Trojan that never ceases to inspire those around her. She is recognizable to many of our students because she is always moving about the building and fulfilling various responsibilities. As her principal, I have been extremely proud of her growth and progress, and I can say that she always puts a smile on my face. Please join me in a round of applause for 2022 graduate, Kadina Pashada. Again, puts a smile on my face. Congratulations, Kadina. First and foremost, I want to welcome all of our guests today, parents, grandparents, siblings, and other family members. We are pleased to have you here at Cary-Grove High School for our 2022 commencement ceremony. To kick things off today, I have the privilege of introducing Natalie Hernandez to deliver the Pledge of Allegiance. Natalie is the daughter of Agustina and Adelfo Hernandez from Foxford Grove. During her 4 years at CG, she was involved in CG Buddies, Environmental Club, and Spanish Club. Something not many people know about Natalie is that as a child, she had a fascination with skunks. So while most of her friends wanted dogs or cats as pets, Natalie was more interested in ways she might be able to domesticate a skunk. After graduation, Natalie plans to attend the Strive program at Prairie Ridge, and she is looking forward to the process of selecting a career path. Natalie would like to thank her teacher, Mrs. Schuring, for her compassion and companionship throughout high school. Natalie, if you could join me. Please rise.
Okay. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, 1 second.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
Great job, Natalie. Awesome job, kiddo. All right.
Good job. You can go back to the seat.
Thank you, Natalie. I now ask Nolan Sharkey to please join me at the podium. Nolan is the son of Tim and Nicole Sharkey of Cary, Illinois. During his 4 years at CG, Nolan was involved in football, swing choir, and the musical. Outside of school, Nolan enjoys fishing, golfing, and just being outdoors with his friends. He also enjoys cheering on the Wisconsin Badgers and has been to over 25 Badgers football games in his lifetime. Next year, Nolan plans to attend the University of Western Michigan to study sports management and be the equipment manager for the football team. Nolan would like to thank his former coach and math teacher, Mr. Slattery, a Western Michigan alum, for his guidance and support throughout high school. Please join me in recognizing Nolan Sharkey, who will be our MC for today's ceremony.
First and foremost, I welcome all of our guests today. At this time, I would also like to introduce the distinguished individuals seated near the podium. First, our vice principal and coordinator of so many of our events throughout the school year, including prom, senior breakfast, and graduation. Can we please give a round of applause to Mrs. Rebecca Soffert? Also joining us from our district office administration, Assistant Superintendent of Student Services and Special Education, Mrs. Kim Dahlem. Additionally, we are joined today by two distinguished District 155 Board of Education members, Mr. Tom Faklavec and President of the Board, Mr. Adam Gus. Please give them a round of applause. And finally, someone you have already met today, our Cary-Grove Principal, Dr. Neil Lazinski. And of course, welcome to our graduating seniors representing the class of 2022. We now ask that the graduating band members please join director Mr. Marty Magnini and the rest of the band as they perform The Stars and Stripes Forever by John Philip Sousa. At this time, I would like to introduce choir teacher Mrs. Christine Hester. Mrs. Hester will present the Cary-Grove Faculty Award.
Thank you, Dr. Lisinski, Administration, and Board of Education. It is my honor and privilege today to present the 2022 Faculty Award given to the senior who most embodies the spirit of Cary-Grove High School. One of the things that makes Cary-Grove such a special place to teach and learn is the well-roundedness of its students. It is the rule, not the exception, to see varsity athletes singing and dancing on stage in Fall Follies, even doing so coming straight from winning the sectional football title. It is expected, not surprising, that both Friday night football games and Sunday musical matinees sell out due to the overwhelming support of the community. This year's Faculty Award recipient is the perfect example of the dedication, talent, and well-roundedness that makes CG graduates so special and so uniquely equipped to excel at whatever they pursue. This year's recipient is a true Renaissance man. You've seen him holding up the football state championship trophy with his teammates after that unforgettable win. You've seen him in sequins, dancing and singing with the swing choir at countless performances and community events. You've seen him on the outfield with the varsity baseball team. You've seen him on the CG stage in Fall Follies songs and skits, in his a cappella tux with the bass section at choir concerts, and in costume in the ensembles of 2 musicals. But what you, the community, may not have seen, that my colleagues and I had a front row seat to, is this young man's finest qualities: his kindness, his quiet yet steadfast leadership, his tireless work ethic, his perseverance, his sense of humor, and his willingness to go the extra mile to help anyone who might need it. He knows when to work and when to play. He knows the importance of leading with your actions, not just your words. He knows how to be a team player, to lead quietly from backstage or the bench when it's necessary, but step out into the limelight when it's time. He doesn't boast about his skills. He just shows them. I'll never forget his freshman year in choir when he and a few of his buddies formed a group for our class-independent performance project, CG Idol. They were trying to decide what song to perform and how to perform it. And the next day, he just showed up with a cello to accompany them with. I didn't even know he played the cello until he was standing there in front of me holding the instrument and politely asking for a place to store it. And truly, you have not lived until you've listened to a quartet of freshman boys sing Katy Perry's Firework accompanied by cello. This is what makes him so special, though. He'll never tell you what he can do. He'll just do it and do it well. He has taken advantage of absolutely every opportunity afforded him, making the most out of his 4 years at Cary-Grove. And he has not been content to just participate at a surface level. He dug deep into everything he tried with commitment, dedication, and an ever-present smile. He is the perfect embodiment of the idea that if you put amazing into it, you'll get amazing out of it. I've been teaching for 17 years, all of them at CG. And in that time, I have had a few students who I have held up to my own children, future Trojans themselves, as examples of what it means to be an outstanding Cary-Grove student. This year's recipient is that student, one you can point to on stage or on the field and whisper to your own child, someday, if you work hard enough and are kind to people, you can be as great as he is. So on behalf of my colleagues, it is my honor and pleasure to present the 2022 Cary-Grove High School Faculty Award to Ben Hurt Holler.
Congratulations, Ben.
Congratulations to Ben. He's done an excellent job representing CG over the past 4 years and exemplifying the values of what it means to be a Trojan. I now would like to welcome Madeleine Dosal to the podium, to address her classmates. Madeleine is the daughter of Mary and Jim Dosal of Cary, Illinois. During her tenure as a Trojan, Maddie was varsity swim captain, student council president, a member of the National Honor Society, Connect crew leader, a German teacher assistant, and the District 155 boys swim team manager. Outside of school, Maddie is involved in youth groups, volunteers as a confirmation teacher, and enjoys swimming, cycling, and babysitting. After graduation, Maddie plans to attend Auburn University and study business and marketing. She would like to thank Frau Kiefaber, her German teacher, for incorporating fun and motivation into learning and keeping the environment entertaining. Please join me in welcoming Madeleine Dosal to the podium. I got your script up here for you.
As I stand here today before the class of 2022, a mix of emotions carries with me. Disbelief at how fast these past 4 years flew by. Nerves for the unknowns of what is to come. Joy for the memories that I have made. Gratitude for the lessons that I have learned and the people that I have met. But I, for one, cannot say that I am sad that this day, the day that all my peers have come styling in their caps and gowns, is finally here. Each and every individual sitting on the seats in the field before you have poured their hearts into incredible accomplishments that have been nothing but a proud representation of Cary-Grove High School. I want to start by saying that this is only the beginning of a journey that is to weave down various paths of success. Now, before I get too sappy on you, I am going to give a rundown of some of the pertinent highlights that we, as the class of 2022, have proudly partaken in. Our athletics do not go unnoticed. Between these two very end zones, countless hours were put in to earn the title of football state champions, where 28 Trojan seniors led us to this victory, along with the energetic support from all of our super fans who showed up to every game, snow, rain, or shine. We have not only state qualifiers, but state finalists in cross country, swim, and wrestling. We are the state champions of gymnastics. But regardless of going to state or not, our senior athletes refuse to go down without a fight. No matter the event, the game, the match, the meet, the competition, we battled and we battled to the end. We, as athletes and superfans, have characterized the integrity that is most respectfully upheld in athletics. Beyond the athletic scheme, our music department never ceases to amaze. The passion that goes into preparing for a performance, day in and day out, our seniors comprise a vital part of this department. A show that will bring joy to anyone, regardless of how old they are. There is something for everyone to enjoy. Their musicals are award-winning and would not be possible without their tremendous contribution. We even have Illinois High School Music Theater Award Best Actor nominees as one of our graduates today. Fall plays, follies, holiday concerts, spring musicals, and everything in between would not be possible without our talented seniors. The achievements of our seniors on the speech team are incredible. Comedy Club will always leave a good laugh. Our chess team will always leave you thinking, and every club has managed to make an impact in some way. Our leadership skills have never faltered. We, as the seniors, have embodied the National Honor Society and engage in bettering the community that we are so lucky to call our home. We have set positive examples and been extravagant role models to all the classes below us by making sure that everyone knows they have a place here. Let me tell you, we have not had it easy. Having to adapt to new learning environments, being flexible with how our school is structured, and all the changes that have been thrown towards us over the course of the past few years. But not only has this class taken on these challenges, we have overcome all obstacles while maintaining integrity and respect within our school. Being extraordinary is an understatement to describe how this class has truly prospered. I am beyond grateful to be one of Cary-Grove class of 2022 graduates, as we have all represented our 6 BCG pillars of self-advocacy, perseverance, integrity, engagement, responsibility, and citizenship with ease. A class of resilience and obvious commitment to nothing but excellence. There is so much more that I can say that will not nearly skim the surface of this class's accomplishments, but unfortunately, I do have to let you go home at some point. You can laugh at that. But if you come up to me after, I can go on and on about how exceptional this group of students is. A group bound for greatness. But for now, thank you. Thank you, Cary-Grove, for the past 4 years, for setting us up for success in all of our futures beyond academics, but also incorporating morals and life skills along the way. Thank you to all of our families for your never-ending love and guidance. A special thank you to my parents and brothers in the audience today for showing me the person that I aspire to be. Parents, students, teachers, and faculty, thank you for being here today to embark on this journey with this noteworthy class. But most importantly, thank you to the class of 2022 for giving it your all over the past 4 years and for demonstrating how one can come to their greatest potential. To my fellow graduates, look around, soak it in. You have made your best reality possible. The world is in our hands. If I must give any of you advice, it would be to say yes. Say yes and create your own destiny. So here is to us, a brand new chapter filled with exciting adventures. This is our beginning, and I would not want to take it on with anyone else. 2022, zooming out. Congratulations, Trojans.
Thank you, Madeleine. Well said. At this time, I would like to invite Caitlyn Kinch to the podium to deliver her speech to the class of 2022. Caitlyn is the daughter of Diane and Ken Kinch of Cary, Illinois. In her 4 years at CG, she was involved in cross-country, track, District 155, golf co-op, speech team, academic team, ACES, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, math team, Trojan Times, National Honor Society, marching band, and was a board member for Student Council. In all of her free time, Caitlyn enjoys performing theater for the Woodstock Opera House. She has also completed nearly 200 hours of community service. Next year, Caitlyn plans to attend St. Olaf University with a focus on English and philosophy while minoring in Spanish. Her overall goal is to earn her doctorate degree in English literature and become a college professor. She would like to thank Mrs. Bacta for her positive energy and for seeing her potential, Mrs. Vandy Mortel for supporting her dreams both in and outside of the classroom, and Mrs. Garris for taking the time to get to know her and for putting humor into the school day. Please join me in welcoming Caitlyn Kinch to the podium to deliver her speech, The Flowers of Tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
I would like to start off by thanking my family, friends, teachers, coaches, administrators, and social workers for allowing me to give a speech. I would also like to thank those that may not have been able to physically make it, as their presence should not go unrecognized. It is truly an honor to be representing such an incredible class. And on that note, I would like to give a round of applause to the graduating class of 2022. For those that don't know me, hi, I'm Caitlyn Kinch. There's a good chance that we went to high school together. Thank you. You may recognize me from my time on the golf course or from having a backpack, the literal size of an incoming freshman. These past 4 years have, as Charles Dickinson said, been the best of times and the worst of times. It is safe to say that our high school experience has not been normal or been one ripped straight from a teen rom-com movie. I mean, it started off like one with Dr. Lisinski's Ice Ice Baby remix, but quickly ended once the pacer test beeps began. With this being said, what we have gone through these past 4 years ended up making us stronger. Starting sophomore year, COVID planted us in a situation we could not control. The world was a scary place, and even though we were unaware what the next day looked like, we learned how to adapt. Between fluctuating classroom schedules and quarantines, while balancing a mix of academic, social, and athletic regulations, the idea of perseverance through hardship became even more apparent. Specifically, this year's class learned how to survive. Survive a world not always on their side, and learn how to keep on going. Given the right amounts of resources via our parents, teachers, friends, and many late nights of coffeeing and studying, we were able to stretch out our leaves and grow. Moreover, we helped serve our school and community. We set aside the losses, heartbreaks, and anxiety COVID brought us in order to help those in need, shaping us into well-rounded individuals. As we analyze ourselves in the present, we may not be the prettiest flowers, but what we have gone through and accomplished has allowed us to deepen and strengthen our roots within the world around us. Some may have discovered something new about themselves, met new people, won a state championship or two, or forged meaningful lifelong relationships. But we should remember that our stories do not end here. In the future, we may forget some science facts or calculus formulas, but what I urge our class to truly remember and to never forget is to never, and I mean never, wear a hat in school. Thanks, Mr. Kelly. In all seriousness, the self-advocacy, perseverance, integrity, engagement, responsibility, and citizenship we have learned will make the impossible become possible. Achievement will become our destiny as it has been engraved within us because of our hard work. It should be noted that what we do with our lives and what we become is completely up to us. Everyone here today has accomplished something truly remarkable. I mean, getting this many people here on time is one thing, but graduating is another. To add, we have grown because of what we have gone through. As we leave today, I urge you to be a flower of change. Bring beauty to the lives of others, light in areas of darkness, and that you can grow strong, even when your surroundings aren't the best. Also, when they hand you your diploma, just keep walking in case they try and take it away. Thank you, and congratulations, everybody.
At this moment, would the graduating members of the a cappella choir please join the rest of the a cappella choir? Our choir, under the direction of Mr. Rob Bonkowski and Mrs. Christine Hester, will perform The Kid Inside from Is There a Life After High School by Craig Cornelia.
There's a kid inside, and I have him with me always.
There's a kid inside, walking down old high school hallways.
There's a kid inside, at a desk, at a dance, in the halls, in the showers. There's a kid inside, to this very day. And he makes a try for that high pop fly that I fumbled one September.
And she makes a fuss over some A+ that I shouldn't still remember. And she goes along, getting hurt, getting mad, fighting fights that are over. And unless I'm strong, all my senses are carried away. I can feel John's hand
My trembling hand,
on my old Angora sweater. I can hear my band, that awesome band, only now it sounds much better.
I can see the kid I used to be. On the stage, on the field, in the lunch line.
I can feel her tugging at me, I can hear her say, always remember, never forget. Always remember, never forget. Always remember, choosing sides, never forget. Dancing in the gym, always remember. Saying something dumb, never forget. Being cheered by the crowd, always remember. The faces, the names, never forget. Who's popular and who's not. Remember the dates and the loves and the hates and the games. And when I think I forgot, there's a kid inside, keeping track, keeping score like it's all still important. There's a kid inside, every time I think I don't care, I blink and he's there again. She's there again, finding ancient wrongs, humming old hit songs in my head, singing come along, come along, come along for the ride, to a time and place I cannot forget if I try. Always remember,
Smiling faces.
never forget.
Mr. Magnini.
Always remember,
State champs,
never forget.
class of 2022. There he goes again.
There she goes again. And I never know when the breeze will blow with the rush of old sense strong, fighting ancient wrongs, humming old hit songs in my head, singing come along, come along, come along for the ride. It's the time and place and an unforgettable flash ride. It's the heroes of loving the sun. It's the there's a kid inside.
I would now like to introduce Board of Education member Mr. Tom Faklavec to say a few words. Mr. Faklavec lives in Cary and is a longtime contributor to various organizations in the Cary and Crystal Lake communities. He has 3 children attending Cary schools, and Mr. Faklavec's son, Brody, is actually in today's graduating class. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Tom Faklavec to the podium.
I just joked with Neil and said, I don't think I'm going to speak today after those 2 wonderful speeches we had. I don't know how I can follow that up, but I'm going to do my best. Parents, families, faculty, board member, and especially all of you graduates, it is a great honor to share with you in the excitement of this day. I am humbled and delighted to join in this graduation ceremony, which marks an important and symbolic transition in your lives. One that is filled with a mix of excitement, anticipation, happiness, and even a bit of sadness as you move forward in the next chapter of your life. You have worked hard to get to this date, and you should be proud of all of your accomplishments. The world is a much different place from the one that it was when you entered Cary-Grove 4 short years ago. The pandemic has touched each and every one of us in some way. Some of us have lost loved ones or friends. Some of us got sick, and some of us took care of those who got sick. We have seen injustices, illness, war, and even an attack on the very foundation of what our great country was founded on. We have also seen many great things in the 4 years you have been at CG. We saw people come together to support those less fortunate, people that were willing to stand up and be a voice for those unable to do so for themselves. And we even saw people willing to sacrifice everything for what they believe in. And because of all that, we have become keenly aware that there is a difference between what is and what ought to be. Change is coming. In fact, if we've learned anything from these last 4 years, change is the only thing we can count on. Now let me take a moment to acknowledge how you graduates have been a part of all of that. To really get to know all the good you have done, I did what any self-respecting Gen Xer would do, and I turned to the internet. I watched some YouTube videos, I watched TikTok videos, saw people dancing, and even a guy on a skateboard drinking cranberry juice that became a massive hit. I even asked my kids to understand all of your lingo, and I'm still a little bit lost. And I even finally let my sons take endless awful pictures of me so that they could Snapchat them to their friends. But I also found some really great things you graduates should be proud of. And some of those have already been mentioned, but there's some other things that should be highlighted because I don't think everyone in this community understands how great a class you are. Your class has won state championships. You've had all-state champions, all-state students. You've put on amazing musicals and the Follies and concerts that, as someone who enjoys those things, is better often than what I see on Broadway or downtown. You guys have done so many wonderful things for the community as well. In fact, many of you have volunteered to help kids in our community get through freshman year, or help a classmate that need a little extra help finding where they needed to go, or tutored them, or even just gave them a smile to help them get through the day. Your class has also volunteered over 12,500 hours in our community. That is remarkable. Not only that, but 96 of you are graduating with a GPA over 4.0. Four of you are National Merit Scholars, and 66 of you are Illinois State Scholars. So all that jingle jangle you guys hear, that's because they are so intelligent and they have done so many wonderful things. Finally, your class has earned over $3 million in scholarships. If that's not a record, Neil, I don't know, but it's amazing, and you should be proud of yourselves. One other thing I want to highlight is something that this community, led by you, did to support the hospitals, nurses, doctors, patients, and everyone on the front line fighting the pandemic. You organized and delivered over 800 messages of support to those people. That's an amazing thing, and it's so selfless, and I think it represents exactly what your generation is about. You smiled even when you had to wear a mask. You made the best of it. You did so mostly without complaining, except for maybe all the homework you had. But this is just the beginning. In you, we all see a better future. What we see is that you're going to bring change, and that the world will be a better place because of you and having you in it. Understand, things won't be easy. There will be disappointments, losses, and failures. As the esteemed, noted scholar Conan O'Brien once said, "There are few things more liberating in this life than having your worst fear realized." Today, I tell you that whether you fear it or not, disappointment will come. The beauty in that, through disappointment, is you can gain clarity. And with clarity comes conviction and true originality. Work hard, be kind, and amazing things will happen. Learn from your disappointments. Don't be afraid to fail. When you make a mistake, take that experience and grow from it. Become a better version of yourself because of it. Conan is right. Amazing things will happen when you do. As it has been said, I am honored that I get to speak to this particular class because of my son, Broderick. Broderick was very worried that I was going to say something embarrassing about him, and so I hope what I have to say doesn't. Brody, I am proud of the young man you have become. I am proud of how smart you are, how funny you are, and how unafraid you are to be true to yourself. I know you will do great things, and I am proud to call you my son. There is another graduate who I have known since she was born, and she even won an award recently from all of you seniors. Her name is Sam. Sam, I think I speak for everyone that knows your father, that we are all so very happy you took after your mom. Graduates, I share these sentiments with you because I promise you that every parent, loved one, or your teachers, or anyone else that's here today for you feels the exact same way I feel. I am just lucky that for whatever reason, I happened to be on the board at the right time and they needed somebody to talk. Remember, you did not get here alone. Be sure to thank a teacher, a counselor, your principal, your choir director, whoever it might be that was instrumental in you getting here. Also, be sure to give your parents a hug, tell them thank you, and tell them how much you love and appreciate them, because we never get tired of hearing that. Congratulations to all of you. I wish you the best. Now go out there, make your own path, find your own way, and make this place we call home a better place for all. And promise me you'll enjoy the journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you to Mr. Faklavec and to all of our board members for their support. Before continuing our program, I want to recognize 4 staff members that are graduating with our senior class this year and entering retirement. Mrs. Barb Mintert, who has been an administrative assistant at CG for the past 11 years, and the one who has coordinated all of our seating arrangements for today. Mrs. Cindy Marr, who has served as our bookkeeper for the past 22 and a half years. Mrs. Maggie Wilhelmy, who has been working in our Literacy Center for the past 8 years. And of course, the maestro, Mr. Marty Magnini, who has taught music and led our CG band for the past 27 years. I want to thank each of our retirees. CG will miss you all. I'd now like to take a few moments to recognize accomplishments by our graduating class. And please note that this section of the program does not count towards my speech time. Many of our graduates are wearing gold tassels today. These students are graduating with an amazing 4.0 GPA. I ask these students to please rise. There are an unbelievable 101 students standing in this class of 401, representing 25% of the class. Please note that for this graduating class, it took an impressive 4.38 GPA just to crack the top 10% this year, the highest in school history. Would those that have been recognized as Illinois State Scholars please stand? This means that as a result of their ACT and SAT scores and their class rank at the end of their junior year, they rank in the top 1,500 of the 150,000 graduates in the state of Illinois this year. There are 63 of those in this graduating class, despite it being one of our smaller classes in the past 10 years. We would also like to recognize our National Merit Commended students. From a field of 1 million students, commended students rank in the top 5% of all students nationwide that took the preliminary scholastic aptitude test. We usually have one, maybe two, and this year we have 3 such students: Jake Drews, Michael Krieger, and Michael Gear. Please stand. Additionally, this year we have one amazing student who scored in the top 1% of all those test takers and is a national merit finalist. Would Matthew Krieger please stand to be recognized? Also in your programs, you will see a list of students recognized through our various content areas as distinguished department students. These are those that demonstrated passion and excellence in specific content areas throughout their 4 years at CG based on the number of courses taken and level of achievement in each subject. Would all of our distinguished department students please stand to be recognized? You may also notice that many of our graduates are wearing gold medallions. These symbolize their membership in our National Honor Society. This honor designates not only academic excellence, but also excellence in leadership, character, service, and service. NHS members, please rise to be recognized. Obviously, this group of seniors has done extremely well academically, so it shouldn't be a surprise that our academic teams have enjoyed tremendous success both in the conference and at the state level. Would those individuals who have been a part of an academic team that has won a conference or regional championship or gone downstate to compete in speech, academic team, math, science Olympiad, chess, or Scholastic Bowl during your 4 years, please stand. Graduates, if you've competed and placed in any of the various family and consumer science, industrial tech, or business competitions in your 4 years, please stand to be recognized. Many in this class have participated in our preeminent fine arts program. Would those of you who have participated in our various bands, choirs, comedy clubs, speech team, theatrical and music productions, or our phenomenal art showcases, please stand to be recognized. Athletically, the success of this class has been well documented and record-breaking in many ways. If you've been a part of a conference or regional championship team or competed at a state-level competition in the past 4 years, please stand and be recognized. Also this year, in case you didn't know, we had the great fortune of watching our football team go undefeated and win a state championship. Would all the individuals involved with our football program this year please stand to be recognized? Additionally, our District 155 girls gymnastics team won a state championship, and one of our seniors played a pivotal role on that team. Would state champion Cassidy Barnes please stand to be recognized? Finally, we have 3 students that were named Northwest Herald or Daily Herald Players of the Year. Would Jamison Sheehan for football, Ian Barnes for cross country, and Zach Petco for track and field please stand to be recognized? This group of seniors has also logged a remarkable number of community service hours in an effort to give back to their school and community. Anyone that participated in Interact, Friends of Rachel, CG Buddies, Connect Crew, Latino Leadership, and Student Council, please stand to be recognized. We would also like to recognize a well-rounded group of students that have a unique blend of accomplishments. Our cum laude graduates have a GPA of 2.75 or above, have a 95% attendance rate, have completed 25 hours of community service or more, have met the necessary academic growth benchmarks, have had no major disciplinary incidents, and have taken at least one capstone or AP course while with us. Would all 91 of our cum laude graduates please stand for recognition? As I've mentioned, members of the class of 2022 have greatly contributed to their community through service hours. This class has logged a total of nearly 13,000 service hours over their 4 years, a grand total higher than any class before them. And that is just what was reported. We know that that number is actually very much higher. Also stunning, or absolutely stunning, and keep in mind, this is despite many volunteer opportunities being taken away during the height of the pandemic. Well done, Trojans. Continuing with service, there is a group here that has made the selfless choice to serve all of us. Would all graduates wearing red, white, and blue cords today please stand, as you will be joining the armed forces following graduation. Please join me in recognizing and thanking these young men and women in advance for serving our country and preserving our freedoms. Now you can start the clock on my speech. Last week, during school, a call was made on the radio that there was a sick student downstairs in EE Hall. Not knowing how sick the student was, Dean Kelly and I sprinted down the hall, and yes, Dean Kelly can still sprint. We flew down the stairs and over to the location that was given on the radio. What we found was what looked like a pile of Campbell's Chunky Soup in the drinking fountain, and a trail of that same vomit on the floor tracing back to one of the classrooms. I know, great for a commencement speech. The poor child that had gotten sick then emerged from one of the bathrooms, unnecessarily apologizing for the mess. Obviously, we weren't worried about the mess. We wanted to make sure that the student was okay. When we frantically asked this member of the class of 22 if he was okay, he said, "Oh, yeah, I'm good now. Can I go back and finish the rest of my AP test now?" Resilience. On Thursday, it was about 90 degrees outside with about 85% humidity. And we packed 7 buses full of seniors to go to our senior breakfast. It may go without saying, but these buses are not equipped with air conditioning, nor do their windows go down more than 6 inches. When we welcomed the students off the bus at our destination, I asked them if the ride was a little hot, to which one member of our senior class responded, "Mr. L, it was freezing compared to H Hall yesterday." Resilience. I tell these stories as brief illustrations of the one word that comes to mind when I think about this entire class: resilience. In fact, this class's freshman year was the last year before we brought air conditioning to dozens of additional classrooms. Their fortitude was partially forged in the furnace of H Hall, B Hall, and half of C. During their sophomore year and into their junior year, the pandemic brought yet another challenge, another barrier to their success and enjoyment of high school life. But this group of Trojans managed to stick together and push through. Through Zoom lessons, blue and red block schedules, and many canceled events, you all persevered. You built resilience, and you became stronger and even more unified. Heck, even breathing through a mask was nothing to them in comparison to the clouds of baby powder they inhaled as they stood atop the bleachers their freshman year. Something I think, though, that we all learned through the pandemic is that nothing is certain. In fact, the word uncertainty was spoken quite a bit during this class's sophomore and junior years, and even into your senior year. Even for us teachers and administrators, this school year began in a very uncertain way. We questioned if the tradition and pride of Cary-Grove High School was somehow lost in 2 years of various learning models and canceled or altered events. We wondered if amidst so much separation, our students would come together and unite. Really, and honestly, we were uncertain of whether or not our students knew exactly what it meant to BCG. What we quickly saw happen was nothing short of extraordinary. Early on, our senior Trojans took to the front and immediately began to lead a resurgence of Cary-Grove culture, tradition, and excellence. It was almost as if they heard the calling and felt an innate sense to answer it. It started in the fall, with our Connect crew welcoming in our freshman class through chants and cheers, and it culminated in the spring with that same group leading the current 8th graders around our building and teaching them exactly what it means to be a Trojan. Also in the fall, our senior superfans were back out in full force on Friday nights with body paint and baby powder, while our football team ran through the competition all the way to a state championship and a title game, which many believe to be one of the best in state history. This class also brought back a big win for the seniors in Powder Puff and established a new tradition with an outside homecoming, pep rally, and dance. Our fall follies were a smashing success with swing choir stealing the show. In the winter, we saw more holiday presents donated to children in need than ever before. That same generosity also extended into the community, with our seniors recording nearly 13,000 service hours at places throughout our surrounding towns. In the spring, we packed the theater to take in a spectacular performance in what many are calling the best musical that they've ever seen. We then packed the cafeteria to witness more student athletes commit to playing their sport at the collegiate level than any other class before this one. We have in front of us 63 state scholars, 101 students with a 4.0 GPA or above, 91 cum laude graduates, and the highest collective GPA for a graduating class at Cary-Grove ever. And this is the first class to achieve the academic feat of attending school with mailboxes, piñatas, water coolers, wagons, pizza ovens, cereal boxes, serving as their backpacks. So needless to say, when I'm asked if Cary-Grove is back to what it used to be, I can easily respond that because of the leadership of the class of 2022, we are better than ever. You taught us to laugh again, learn again, and lead again. You taught us how to be CG. What resulted from the intense challenges faced by each and every one of you is that you became stronger, more adaptable, more appreciative, and more able to affect change in your community and in your world. I mean, come on, guys, you even managed to convince an NFL football team to change their entire coaching staff. Sure, I'm going to hear about that one. It was worth it. But your hard work doesn't stop here. We want you to celebrate all that you've accomplished, and we want to thank you for all that you've done for CG. But most importantly, we expect you and we need you to take your talents and your skills and leadership out into this world. This world needs servant leaders, like the over 75 seniors that were on Connect Crew or Interact Club, or the over 25 of you that were on CG Buddies for your less able peers, or the 385 of you that logged those service hours over the past 4 years. The world needs you to continue to be CG. We're going to need people that are willing to work as a team. The problems in this world are too big for individuals to solve, too big for party lines to interfere with progress. But I know this class knows teamwork. I saw it in those that led the collection of over 800 Christmas presents for inner city children. Keep being what all of these people here have raised you to be and what you have been for the past 4 years. Moral, accepting, kind, thoughtful, and willing to step up and lead. It is not about accolades, but rather it's about impact, and you all know this because you are the ones that renewed our Cary-Grove family. From August to May, you have made this year incredibly special and given us all a lot to be proud of. You left your mark on this school and this community and set an example for all other Trojans to come. The class of 2022 ensured that the fabric of CG was resewn and relationships rebuilt. We're going to truly miss your presence in our halls, on our fields and stage, and at the front leading our Trojan Army. Congratulations to each and every one of you, and go Trojans! So now, without further delay, the moment that we've all been waiting for. Will the entire class of 2022 please rise? Members of the Board of Education, I hereby attest that all of the students before you today have met all of the requirements of Community High School District 155 and are highly recommended for graduation from Cary-Grove Community High School. Would Mr. Gus and Mr. Faklavec please assist in the presentation of the diplomas? And at this time, please help me welcome our Dean of Students, Mr. Jim Kelly, and our Student Services Coordinator, Dr. Hank Harvey, to read the names of the graduates. Mr. Kelly, Dr. Harvey, it's all yours.
Margaret Mary Abernathy. Wade Michael Abrams. Clarita Giselle Acevedo. Everybody but the front row can sit down. Thank you. Riley Nicole Adams. Isabella Alexis Aguilera. Jonathan Christian Aiello. Nicholas L. Anchetta. Jack William Anderson. Tyler Kendon Anderson. Mariana Angeles. Gianna Lee Arneri. Alexandra Adenozov. Leonardo Atalano Nahar. Kayla Eve Austin. Brian Anthony Ayala. Joanna Ayala. Jorge Jesus Ayala. Trevor Joseph Bachman. Lindsay Sanchez Bakugan. Maya Bayramovich. Kate Barklow. Cassidy Shea Barnes. Ian Michael Barnes. Amy Barron. Nicholas Patrick Beese. Kaylee Bendel. Isa Bentoncourt. Samantha Reese Boxa. Audrey Ann Baldwin. Lorelei Michaela Bonet. Andrew Richard Borzik. Jacob Boutwell. Alex Ryan Bowen. Kelsey Ann Bowen. Morrison James Brainerd. Lauren Erica Brennan. Lauren Elizabeth Bridge. Jared Joseph Bright. Jose Manuel Brazino Escobedo. Nicole Ann Britton. Samuel Nevin Brown. Caitlin Marie Bruin. William Robert Burnett. James Michael Burns. Madison Elizabeth Burns. Brandon Daniel Birchie. David Brandon Butts. Bodie James Byzinski. Alessandra Rose Calamari. Michael A. Carlos. Olivia Noel Carlson. Miguel Carrillo Lepe. Madeline Rose Carter. Aaron Allen Casperi. Ruth Castillo Molina. Jesus Emmanuel Castillo Silva. Samuel Lawrence Selsky. Maxwell James Chappell. Destiny Chelovich. Andrew Edmund Chenard. Mitchell Charles Chenard. Rachel Renee Christensen. Samantha Wendy Christensen. Alina Ann Selak. Michael Clark. Brianna Grace Claypool. Dylan John Cleveland. Rhiannon Nicole Colantonio. Adam Jacob Caldwell. Jenna Elizabeth Coleman. Christian Alexander Gabriel Contreras. Diana Karen Contreras. Diego Contreras. Lisbeth Contreras. Michael Corso. Tyler Michael Coglin. Please refrain for the other individuals. Jacqueline A. Crawford. Miles J. Curtis. Chloe Isabella Zapla. Claudia Julia Zerwinski. Jessica Helen Danley. Clarissa Marilyn Davis. Riley Francis Day. Michael James Deck. Victoria Demert. John Clark Addison Devine. Jocelyn Diaz. Keandra Estelle Diaz. Luis Esteban Diaz. Dennis Diaz. Megan Roxanne Dodge. Madeleine Claire Dosal. Addison Donfris. Abigail Donlee. Ryan Cole Doyle. Jake Ryan Drews. Tyler William Drilling. Abigail Victoria Dietzick. Alexandra Christine Eckert. Brian Keith Edwards. Jack McCarthy Eggenberger. Lily Marie Eggleston. Connor James Albert. John Stavros Eleftherio. Nora Carly Enstrom. Lucas Aaron Etter. Jake Robert Evans. Cameron Matthew Fadden. Rachel Fall. Gabriella Marie Federici. Kenneth Otto Fenning. Mary Fetzer. Caitlin Margaret Fink. Denton Edward Forneck. Thomas John Fornelli. Elizabeth Amber Fournier. Nicholas Frankel. Justin Thomas Freeman. Jadens James Friguletto. Mitchell Dustin Fuston. Jolene Faith Gagliano. David William Gallagher. Angel Garcia. Monica Garcia. Roxana Garcia. Dominic Ryan Gerard. Lillian Rose Garsky. Jonathan Robert Gaskill. Zachary Gast. Amshul Matthew George. Michael Edward Gear. Molly Ann Gilbert. Claire Isabella Gilhooly. Ethan Glosny. Lauren Nicole Goldberg. Kevin Thomas Golke. Juan Manuel Gonzalez. Mark Efren Gonzalez. Michael Andrew Gonzalez. James Emerson Grant. Zachary James Grebner. Robert Joseph Gross. Rannon Edward Gruen. Michael Gustafson. Ryan Gustafson. Cameron N. Haas. Anna Elizabeth Hafner. Ella Grace Hanfeld. Fred Kettlestrings Hall. Sydney June Halston. Garth Lewis Halverson. Kiera Elise Hanchman. Kyle Paul Harris. Annabelle Faith Ja Chun Haskey. Gabriel Hawkins. Casey Noel Hayes. Abigail Faith Hegum. Charlize Marie Hike. Nicholas Helms. Cole Henke. Abigail Bernadine Hennessy. Natalie Hernandez. Ryan John Herman. Jason Matthew Hintz. Nicholas James Hissong. Caitlyn Spring Hornock. Julia Lauren Howdeshell. Ryan Huang. Cassandra Ann Huber. Logan Michael Hubka. Lauren Elizabeth Hughes. Tyson Hurley. Benjamin David Hurt Haller. Brooke Elizabeth Iverson. James Aaron Yankee. Catherine Susan Janish. Brennan Scott Janu. Daniel Yauk. Riley Peyton Jeske. Jorge Michael Johnson. Ashby M. Jordan III. Sydney Tay Gerardo. Emily Anna Cabot. Caitlin Ann Call. Madeleine Elizabeth Kaiser. Venkantraman Kalyan Krishnan. Madison Ruth Karlovsky. Michael Scott Karlovsky. Lucas Kashner. Peyton Kyle Kashmir. Julie Matilda Casper. Dennis Kazianov. Maximus Dmitry Katsanos. Samuel Kedzier. Anthony John Kempf. Caitlyn M. Kinch. Emma Elaine Kipp. Dylan Robert Klatt. Kimberly Faith Clowder. Lucas Adam Klipp. Ava Eileen Klusek. Henry Scott Kopasek. Lydia Marilyn Koss. Lisa Jennifer Coates. Maria Rosalie Coates. Matthew David Krieger. Michael Thomas Krieger. Nina Giorgio Kroll. Madison Marie Cool. Anna Lajay Cooner. Liliana Faith Kurth. Wesley Andrew Kutak.
Zachary Lebrecht. Hannah Marietta Lamb. Nicholas Lancer. Isabella Larocco. Thomas Jacob Ladewek. Jonathan A. Locks. Maria Guadalupe Lazaro. Alexis Lazaro Lopez. Madison Shea Lazenby. Logan Reed Leach. Brighton Thomas Lee. McKenna Lentz. Brenda Leone. Katie Eileen Leone. Kimberly Leone. Allison Jean Lorette. Chadwick Ryan Litkin. Victoria Adele Logan. Benjamin Liu. Connor Ethan Luke. Jacob Ronald Lukasik. Emily Lukowski. Noah Wayne Lummis. Drew Joseph Magel. Rhiannon Marie Mayer. Daniel Kiefer Merrick. Molly Ann Marin. Maya Lyric Marquez. Ryan Martz. Ellie Grace Masukovich. Emily Marie Matos. John William Mao. Megan Jean Mauger. Kobe Maybrook. April Rain McClory. Braden Keith McClory. Emma Corinne McPherson. Oliver Chester Melker. Madison Blair Meyer. Faith Marie Miller Jordan. Emily Miranda. Anastasia Marie Mishenko. Carly Marie Mitchell. Andrew Scott Moore. Gwen Josephine Moran. Veronica Michelle Morick. Savannah Ashley Morgan. Richard Allen Moser. Jacob Wade Motz. Thomas Christian Myers. Samuel James Natz. Jonathan Paul Neal. Nicholas Nicopolis. Delilah Avery Nelson. Nicholas Thomas Nemeth. Colby Justice Knutson. Jillian Niedzila. Avery Nielsen. Mia Nollet. Tyler Dawson Nordengren. Nicole Riley Novak. Raina Novak. Alexandra Anna Obsansky. Kyler Michael Ochab. Kyle James Akwat. Liam Allen O'Connell. Ellis Caballero Olvera. Andrew Medardo Ortiz. Michelle Elaine Padron. Riley Park. Madeline Patlin Jasso. Alexis Pesavento. Zachary Colin Petko. Alexander James Petrus. Kate Allison Phillips. Caitlyn Nicole Picora. Charles Gregory Pinter. Brooke Marie Peixoto. Hayden Alex Post. Evstathios Thomas Prantelos. Paige Ann Price. Emily Violetta Pryor. Adam John Puhar. Joshua Andrew Rainbolt. Lizbeth Ramirez. Duncan R. Rank. Carter Andrew Reineking. Sarah Deborah Relaz. Andre Rishevsky. Destiny Reyes Garcia. Marissa A. Richardson. Becca Jane Riemann. Noah Matthew Riley. Emma Patricia Rohrbacher. Carlos Antonio Rosales Silva. Andy Roselle. Andrew James Roth. Emma Nicole Rothermel. Antonio Santa Cruz. Alyssa Sarabia Libery. Nicholas Sarabin, Shanna Alina Sarabin, Tyler Michael Savoy, Maddie D. Sharonberg, Riley McDavid Schulte, James Michael Sirio, Nolan Sharkey, Jameson Patrick Sheehan, Liam Douglas Simons, Rachel Slack, Calvin Dante Slimko, Gavin Lee Smith, Maya Joy Smith, Reagan S. Smith, Ryan Jeffrey Smith, Tristan Joseph Sordelet, Logan Larquis Soul, Toby John Split, Sabina Sprock, Star Alexis Gibson Stamps, Aiden Alexander Stanojev, Trey Jackson Steinkamp, Adam Neil Stetz, Grace Elizabeth Stittle, Jeremiah David Strack, Dylan Ryan Strader, Daniel B. Strissel, Eric Thor Strojny, Brendan Joseph Safransky, Sarah Caitlyn Safransky, Kevin Tabbert, Jack Robert Taxi, Elizabeth Lynn Talkington, Kylie Elizabeth Thielen, McKenna Kaylee Thompson, Dino Salixis, Kaylee Marie Tursky, Broderick Faklavec, Henry T. Van Allen, Alexis Elaine Vandermeer, Lauren May Vizo, Kaylee Holly Wachowiak, Liam James Waco, Abby Rose Waligerski, Braden Ross Wall, Timothy Robert Wallace, Charles Melville Wash II, Anthony Richard Warfield, Elizabeth Grace Warfield, Natalie Elizabeth Warren, Aiden Wetchett, Joshua Quinn Whitig, Dylan Weebush, Madison Taylor Wiegand, Lane Corwin Wilkinson, Sarah Wilson, Shaylee K. Worth, Nicholas Wojcik, Thomas Wozniak, Irene Victoria Young, Jason A. Youssef, Kaylee Ann Zared, David Zavala, Ryan Zielinski, Andrew Jeffrey Zilch, Cameron Michelle Zerzolo,
Trojans, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, members of our Board of Education in District 155, I present to you the Cary-Grove High School graduating class of 2022. Go Trojans! Mr. Magnini, your final recessional, please.